Welcome to How to Expat. My name is Sam and this is Tasha. Today we're going to talk about what's the actual situation here in Colombia. If you have read or heard the international news, it paints a very bad picture of what's actually going on in Colombia. If you haven't seen it, there is a national protest going on in Colombia, so different cities are protesting. The main issue beforehand was that they wanted to have a new tax reform because of the COVID situation. They said that the people didn't like that, and then things came up again, which are other things that people are unsatisfied with the government, which is corruption or education or all of those things. It's kind of a mix. It's not really too organized kind of a protest. And that's what's the situation here. The results of that were people went out to the streets, they were confronted by the police, and sometimes it didn't end well. There are some people got killed because of those things. But we want to give you here more of the boots on the ground experience, what we experience here in Colombia and what we think is the actual situation, how daily life is affected, and is it safe to come as a foreigner to Colombia right now. So how I see it, what's going on at the moment. So just yesterday was the biggest protests or national protests going on in the different cities in Colombia, and it was more or less peaceful. Of course, things got destroyed, but as I've seen, no people got killed yesterday, if I'm correct. And it's not really too big of a thing in daily life here in Colombia. The only real exception there is Cali and the surrounding areas. They have a big issue there with how the indigenous community there feels treated by the government. They're protesting very hard, so they blocked streets. So they blocked off streets for the how you say that
items can get in nor out, and same goes for food. So they had issues with food, and we followed some people on YouTube that were living in Cali, and they fled because I don't know what day it was, but I think 2 weeks ago they had like a few hours to leave Cali, otherwise they will shut down. And so they had to leave until like 1:30 in the morning or something like that to the airport. So it was kind of escalating there with all the protests and the indigenous people blocking the roads, and so a lot of people were affected there, which we here in Medellin didn't really feel.
Now it suggests not going to Cali at the moment. It's really like what we call here caliente. It's a little bit hot there at the moment.
Yeah.
You don't really know what's going on. It's not like there is a war zone, but it's a little bit hot there at the moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, what about life here in Medellin and the other cities? Of course, we can primarily talk about Medellin, but other cities I think are similar.
So in Cali and surroundings, like he said, you shouldn't go there. But for us talking about Medellin and surrounding areas, we're pretty much fine. The only thing that you have to consider if you're planning to come here in the next few days or weeks is, first of all, that just be up to date about the protest so that you can avoid the traffic, because the traffic can get really bad. So we've been in traffic for 2 hours when usually takes us 15 to 20 minutes. So things like that. So I just went out on Wednesday, which was the day of another protest, and they closed one of the main roads in El Poblado. And so I went in the other direction, so it didn't affect me, but those are the things that you should know so it doesn't affect you either. The protest itself, I heard of people, it was really calm. They were all dressed in white actually, and they were actually playing some like calming music, like yoga music, stuff like that, just to kind of give the vibe of we are not coming to make kind of
destroy things
or we are angry. Maybe they were, but they just wanted no violence, so they really portrayed that with the clothing and the music and stuff like that. So I don't think the protests in general are dangerous, and so yeah, I think that's important for you to know, and also stay away from the city center, like El Centro, because this is usually the area people are protesting the most, and is more caliente, like you said before. So I will keep away from those areas, like El Centro and those areas. But other than that, Is it safe to come to Colombia? I would say yes, if you're coming specifically to Medellin. I have a friend in Bogota, she said she's not affected at all, but staying there. So keep away from the dangerous zone. So you have to get informed yourself and go to the government side, stuff like that, just to kind of see what's going on. But again, from our perspective, what we've seen, it is safe to live here. We are not affected by any means. Just the traffic, let's say. So I think that's really important for you to know. It's not as bad as the news portrays it, at least for us.
Yeah, I think the issue there is that mostly you see the worst things because these are the highlights or lowlights, however you want to call them. And those things are happening mostly in Cali at the moment, and some of the things in Bogota. Of course, there's a lot of conspiracy, what exactly is going on and why people are getting in very bad situations there. That's a whole other topic we're not gonna go in. Yes, I think that's it for this update video. Do you have something to add?
No, there's nothing to add.
Yeah, then thanks for watching. Again, if you want to support this channel, we have a Patreon Patreon account where we have different videos you can't see here on YouTube, which are a little bit more personal.
But you can actually ask your personal questions, actually,
exactly.
which we can't cover here on YouTube.
Yeah, and yeah, this all you can do on our Patreon account. The link to that is in the description down below. You're also supporting the channel with that, so that we'll keep doing these videos. That was it. Hope to see you in the next video.
Bye bye. Oh yeah.